Hi, I'm Sharon Hickox. I work for Notable Music Therapy Services, and we bring you these music and mindfulness videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 o'clock. I just got on here. I was having some technical difficulties, so it doesn't feel all that relaxing yet, but maybe we can change that up today in the next few minutes here. So I'm going to start with the guitar playing, and let's just focus for a minute on where we are here in the moment. Notice the difference between when you are just hearing whatever sounds are in your space right now. Like for me, it's pretty quiet right here. And then what happens or what changes in your mood when you put on, when I start to play. So maybe that helped you take a little breath for a minute. And we haven't for a while explored what happens in the chord progression that I'm doing here. You know, the way music works, it's just like an awesome language all built into the way the chord progressions work. And so if I'm playing here, in this case, I'm in the key of D major. That's our home base. So we want to think about that focus where this is where we feel centered. This is where we feel relaxed. This is the chord. We could just take a breath and feel connected to our surroundings and ourselves. And then if I go here, to me that's just a little distance off home base, but still, I notice that one. That has a little more tenseness or sadness in it. Now here, this is a 5/7 chord. This expresses a real yearning to get back home. Descriptions I did were basically in the ideas that are put across by Western art music. And so for yourself, depending on your music background or depending on just whatever, how you're feeling today, when I go through those different chords, they may bring up different emotions for you. So I'm going to ask you to, when I play I'm going to play a chord and just ask you to think about what are some words that come to mind when you hear that chord. What feeling does that chord give you? I might say like a sense of peace, but you might say something entirely different, and that's okay. Now we're going to go to the second chord. And here we are now with the second chord. What feeling does that, how would you describe that for yourself? Now we're going to go to the third chord. Think of what word might best articulate your feeling on that chord. Now another one. That sounds different. Think of minute how that one makes you feel. Now that one, that's back to the one I started with. So maybe the chords didn't sound that different to you, depending on your music background. That's a possibility. Or maybe the chords sound different to you, and you're able to articulate, oh, that one makes me feel this way, or I feel that one that way listening to that. And one of the reasons to do that is to just sort of bring to the forefront our ability to notice and acknowledge how we feel. I think that sometimes we just go, and we don't really just sit back and think, how am I feeling and what's making me feel that way? And so doing a simple exercise like this, where we're just listening to different chords, it's not, life changing, it's not huge. It's not something that's going to be very upsetting or anything like that, but we're just noticing, we're taking the time to notice, do I like this? How does this make me feel? And I think it's important for us to stay in touch with our feelings of how different things make us feel. So now I want to go back to our my playing that chord progression that we were just doing, but I'm just going to keep playing, and I like you to participate with me. We've talked about you can tap along, tap your knee, clap along, or also vocalize to help get that visceral experience of what it's like to actively participate in the music. That's huge. The longevity and everything else is all about connection. So if you can connect yourself with the music that I'm playing, that would be awesome. Now, I can't clap or tap while I play the guitar, but I encourage you to do that. And if you prefer to vocalize, that'd be perfect too. Sometimes people feel like humming really helps, or just oohs or ahs or whatever you might be feeling. And each chord that I'm playing, there are lots of different notes that you could select that are a part of that chord. There's no wrong or right, just what feels good to you in the chord. And you'll notice that the more breath that you use and the louder you sing, whether it's a soft hum or more boisterous, I think I prefer something a little bit in between, not necessarily humming, but just little bit of vocal coming out of me. Something else I wanted to talk about today is that I've said before that I use mindfulness affirmations, and we've done them here together. I do that a lot when I run or when I walk, but especially when I run. And I use like I am worthy, I am strong, I am smart, I am capable, I'm confident. I use those kind of words to just remind myself if I might, have some self-doubt, that those words help me. And an interesting thing is that sometimes when I'm feeling a certain kind of stress, I don't want to do that. Like I sort of shy away from it. And I totally get that sometimes you feel a kind of stress where you just don't even want to go to your mindfulness spot. You just kind of want to run away from it. And it kind of makes me think about everything that's been happening in our country, and the protests and the riots and the COVID. And I think that it's easy to feel like you just want to kind of run away and not think about anything. And I've been guilty about that on my runs, not really, because I take time to affirm myself, and I do different things, and then take some time to enjoy the beauty. And I on Saturday this week, I reminded myself to go back to doing that, and I had to make myself a little bit, but then it really felt better for having done that. So I'm just I guess I'm sharing that because it's not always easy to get to that mindful spot, and I get that. And sometimes we want to run and we want to hide and we want to ignore the issues and the problems and the things that are around us, and we just sort of think if we bury our head in the sand, then maybe it'll all go away. But really, if we just go into that deeper center of ourselves, then that's where we can think of ideas to help our world, help our planet, and help ourselves, right? So if we help ourselves and get us feeling healthy and centered, that helps us help everybody around us. So let's think of some affirmations here, okay? Some affirmations of what you might want to be reminding yourself about how you are, how great you are as a person. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am. I am. I am. I am worthy. I am strong. I am strong. I am strong. I am strong. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Now, the words that I think of to help affirm myself are not necessarily the words that you need right now. So I'd like you to try and think of the words that you need right now. What words will help you think you're strong, or you're smart, or you're capable, or you're confident, or you're good at what you do, whatever it is that you do. Thinking, I'm a good parent, or wife, or husband, or nurse, or contractor, or whatever it is you might do, and whatever just things inside of you. I have wisdom. I have wisdom. I have wisdom. I am kind. I am kind. I am kind. And sometimes what we need is more things like, everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. I will be okay. I will be okay. I will be okay. Things may look different. Things may look different. Things may look different. But I'll still be okay. I'll still be okay. I will be okay. Whatever your guiding principles or your spiritual principles are that you could use in just these kind of affirmations to remind yourself that you're not alone. I am 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 not alone. And as I began this, kind of talking about how it sometimes isn't always easy for me to go to these places, and most of the time I do this on walking or running. Um, but even if you just kind of make yourself, which might not sound like the best way, but we just kind of go through the motions, and then we'll find ourselves getting into a brighter spot. Um, just taking in the music, taking in your breathing, taking in the positive words of affirmation that you can give yourself, or your ideas and hopes for the future. And the same thing may be for when we do our guided relaxation. Let me slow it down a little bit here. So let's go ahead and take ourselves into a little guided muscle relaxation to top this off, so we're full of our affirmations. And let's try and get our body to match what hopefully our head and our heart is feeling a little better. So I'd like you to think about your breathing. If you feel like you can take a deep breath in and out of you. I want you to slowly draw yourself in. Close your eyes if you feel like you can, and feel the weight of your body in your chair. Just feel that weight. You're heavy in your chair. You're connected to the earth. And that heaviness also reaches down into your feet. And you feel the weight of your feet, like suddenly you've got big weights on your feet, just holding you connected to the earth. So your body's in your chair, or if you're lying down, your whole body is against the earth. Your feet are heavy on the earth. And we're connected here to right now, in this moment, with the earth. And notice your breathing as you think about your connectedness to where you are. And now let's go down to our feet. Tighten the muscles in your feet. You may not even feel like doing this right now, but you're watching, so let's do it anyway. And then relax our feet. Good for you. Now let's tighten our muscles in our calves. Feeling that today, and let it go. Now tighten the muscles in your thighs. And let it go. Repeat it if you want. Now let's go up to your glutes. Tighten those glutes. And then let them go. I feel a relaxation in my body. Hopefully you do too. Starts to come along. Let's move to our tummy area. Let's tighten up those muscles just a little bit. If it doesn't feel too good, and let it go. Go up to your shoulders. Let's see if we can't roll our shoulders just a little bit. Kind of feel them tighten up at the top, but then let it go down. And we can just feel the difference, how drawing our attention, noticing what tension feels like and what release. Let's go down to your hands now. Clench up your hand and let it go. Both your hands. And then your arms. Tighten up those arms and hold it a second if you can. And then let it go. We don't want to forget about our neck and our head. Just want to move around a little bit to help feel that. And then tighten up your eyes and your face and your jaw. And hold it. And then let it go. If you can make your jaw drop down, all the better. Just feel that. there's any little spot in your body you'd like to go back to, little tighten your hands again and loosen them up. Go ahead and do that. And maybe little distractions come into your mind, but just let them float by. Let them float by like a leaf on the water. Notice our breathing, our connectedness, and our heaviness in this chair. Just notice that. And I'd like to invite you to bring a nice, warm, comforting, perfect temperature white light into your body. Mine always comes from up above and to the right. I look up and I see that white light coming in. I have to invite it in though. Let it come and touch my head and run down all of my head, outside and the inside, and down through my body, shining bright. It can't be stopped now. And all through my shoulders and down through my hands and through my torso, down through my legs and my knees and my calves and my feet. And wherever I feel any pain or tightness in my heart or in my body, I let that white light just fill me up with warmth, fill me up with kindness and warmth and peace. Let your body feel that. And as the white light fills your body, let it just scoot out any hard feelings or pain. Let those just wash out your feet like you're a windsock. Just gently, the white light coming through, and just for a moment, even letting all the pain or sorrow or worry, let it go. And feel that nice light inside you. And now take your mind to a special place for you. Maybe in your yard, smelling your flowers, walking around, hearing the birds chirp. Maybe for you it's on a beach with your feet in the sand. Maybe you can hear the waves. Maybe you can hear splashing. Maybe for you it's in the mountains and it's the smells of the pine trees or the little ripple of a creek. Just take yourself to that spot and try and think about everything you see around you in it. Take a breath there. Let it out. Taking another breath of all the beauty and the warmth that you see. And feel that chair, the heaviness of your body in that chair, and your feet connected to the ground. And you're breathing. And as you start to see the light in the room that you're in, start to hear the sounds of the world that you're in, try and keep that sense of that beautiful light inside your body, that relaxation, those affirmations as you go through your day. And slowly bring your eyes back open or let them stay closed, either way. Don't forget what a worthy, awesome person you are, that you can affect change on yourself and on the world. You can bring peace to you, peace to those around you. You can listen and listen and listen to yourself and those around you. Thank you for spending this time with me. I hope maybe we could find a little more peace together than maybe we had when we started, and a little more relaxation. I've told you before my little Jackie Robinson image of he was told when he was stressing out and things, like when he was trying to hit a ball, to see it come in slow, even though it was going fast. And that when he was having all the strife and chaos around him in his life and in his world, try and see it come in slow so you have time to think about it and deal with it and not be overtaken with it. Remember to take the time for you, do some relaxation, listen to some music. You can take those guided steps and do it yourself. The more you practice it, the better it is, or the more access you have to it. Better wasn't the right word. So thank you for joining me today. I'm Sharon Hickox. I work for Notable Music Therapy Services in Reno, Nevada. We're trying to keep the music going. There's a description of our organization and the ability to donate down below in the description of these videos. So again, I thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you next time. I'm here Mondays at 10 o'clock and another staff member Wednesdays at 10 o'clock and Fridays at 10 o'clock Pacific time. But all the videos are recorded so you can watch anytime. Thank you.